Hello, everyone. My name is Melanie Stoppler, and I'm a virtual assistant and a social media expert here in Flourish. I just want to say thanks for joining me for this presentation today. And we are talking all about Instagram hashtags and how to find the perfect hashtags for your business. What we're going to do is we're going to jump right in and we're going to talk about hashtags, and I'm going to walk you through the workbook. And then if you have any questions, you can just ask them on the Flourish board. So I know that hashtags are a bit of a hot button right now with all the shadow banning and broken hashtags and new algorithm talk that we've heard so much about. And what we do know is that Instagram is changing the way that hashtags work on Instagram, and that they are trying to stop the spammer accounts and accounts that use Autobots to grow their accounts from taking over the Instagram world. And I think what they're going to do is try and monetize Instagram growth the way that Facebook did with Facebook ads. So stopping the Autobots and spammers is not necessarily a bad thing, because I know we all have those comments and stuff on our account and those followers that do not convert for us. So that in itself is not a bad thing. But what has happened is that some accounts have been wrongfully flagged as accounts that are doing this and have been shadow banned. And it has changed the way that we use hashtags. So we have put a lot of faith in hashtags, and we've relied on hashtags in the past, but now with these changes and new algorithms, we can no longer solely rely on hashtags to grow our accounts. Hashtags are still important and they are still working, but we cannot solely rely on them, and hashtags need to be a part of your Instagram strategy rather than your whole Instagram strategy. Okay, so we do know that because they are important, that we should still be targeting the right hashtags for our account, and that is what this hashtag workbook is designed to do, to help you find hashtags that are perfect for your business and for growing your Instagram account. The beginning section of this workbook is going to talk about the different types of hashtags that you should be using. The first tag is description tags, which will describe your content. The second type of tag are the tags that will target your audience. And the third type of hashtags are the hashtags that will help to grow your community and will serve more your industry or your business, or describe more about your own brand. So if we discuss the description tags first here, what they are is these are tags that describe your actual content. So to plan ahead for your description tags, what you want to do is you want to think about hashtags that describe the type of content that you generally share. You can think about it as far as hashtags that maybe describe what it is you're selling, your service or your product. And maybe you have themes that you like to follow. You can use those to plan ahead for your description hashtags, or maybe you have certain days of the week where you share a certain type of post. So those are the type of hashtags you want to research for your description hashtags. And what you want to do on the workbook here is you'll see these little gray boxes throughout the workbook. And what these gray boxes are designed for is for you to write down the different types of hashtags that could work as potential tags for your Instagram. So write down any word or potential hashtag that comes to mind when you're thinking about these three different types of hashtags. Next, we've got the audience-centric tags. These are also your niche hashtags, and they will make up the bulk of your 30 hashtags. These hashtags should be focused on your target market, not you or your business. Think of it as finding the place where your target market likes to hang out. Try and join the conversation that they are having. So you're going to be wanting to use hashtags that your target market is using, not hashtags that describe your actual content per se or your business. So spend the bulk of your time focusing on these audience-centric tags or your niche hashtags, because these are the hashtags that are going to serve your account and your business the best. These hashtags are targeting the people that you know want your product, or your product solves a pain point for these people. So these are the people that convert to customers. Make sense? So spend some time brainstorming here about some potential words that could be awesome hashtags for your niche or your target market. Lastly, we have your community or your business hashtags. So these hashtags are going to describe more you or your business, your brand, your industry, different things like that. These hashtags can be great for online support or for finding different accounts or businesses that you can collaborate with or partner up with. They often come most easy to us and are therefore often most overused because they tend to describe us or what it is we're most passionate about, which is our business or product or service. So these hashtags, they are important, but you do not want to overuse them. So just really quickly, you're going to want to spend the most time focusing on those audience-centric or niche hashtags that I mentioned, and then also spend some time thinking about description tags or community tags that you can use to build your audience. These are great hashtags for quick likes, the community and the description hashtags, but the ones that are going to convert into that really engaged and loyal following is going to be those audience-centric hashtags. So now that you've done all the brainstorming, it is time to focus on organizing that brainstorming. So what I would like you to do is take down and write down all of your community tags, all of your description tags, and all of your audience-centric tags, and just write those in the column here, and then you're going to label those hashtags. When you do this, what you're next going to do is you're going to go into Instagram, and you are going to record the size of the hashtag. So this takes time, and you have to be patient with it because you're going to go through a lot of different possibilities before you find the ones that work best for you, and it will depend on the size of the hashtag. So if you write down your hashtag here, then you've labeled it as a description tag. Next, write down the size of the hashtag, and how you find out the size of the hashtag is by searching the hashtag on Instagram, and then it will show you how many posts are using this hashtag, and that is the size of the hashtag. What it will also show you is any related hashtags that might be suggested by Instagram. So when you search the word Etsy, what might also come up is something like Etsy seller. So what you can do is add those to your list of potential hashtags that might make for good hashtags for your business. And it's just Instagram's way of suggesting content that you might be interested in based on what it is you're searching. So keep that in mind when you're doing this hashtag research. So now what you're going to do is you're going to move on to the purple part of the table. So this is going to take some time, like I mentioned. You write down the size and the tag. You're going to have to research them all on Instagram. And then what you're going to do is choose a period of time that you're going to research the hashtag. Now, I would suggest that you keep it to 2 weeks or maybe 1 week, depending on the length, depending on how many times you post to Instagram. It is important to switch out your hashtags so that you are not flagged for shadow banning. So only test the same group of hashtags for so long before you move on, because in addition to not wanting to get flagged or shadow banned, you also don't want to fall stagnant with your hashtags. So while you're researching, you're going to pick an amount of time that you want to test the tag. And then once you've got a few really solid groups of hashtags, what you can then do is you can alternate them daily or every time you post, switch back and forth, different things like that. So don't be too worried about, being flagged, but do be aware of it, and do not test your hashtags for weeks or months upon end, okay? So next what you're going to do is you're going to look at your overall account growth. You're going to record the account size when you started testing the hashtag. At the end of the trial period, make a note of the increase in followers. So pretty simple. If you started with 150 followers and then at the end of your 10-day research period, you had 250 followers, that means your account grew by 100 followers while using this batch of hashtags. So it's probably easiest if you test, one group of hashtags at a time. And that's why I say you don't want to do that for too long, but you do want to do it long enough that you can get some good data and see if those hashtags are actually going to perform for your account. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to look at the quality of engagement. You're going to want to pay attention to whether or not people are actually reacting and responding to your content, or if they're just Autobot comments. So you'll know if it's an Autobot content because sometimes it doesn't make any sense with the caption or the content that you've shared, and it will generally ask you to follow them back or just be a few emojis. But don't get too hung up on the increased number of followers, because it's important to remember that a large following is good, but an engaged following is probably better, especially when it's in your target market, because those are the people that are going to convert to sales. So what sometimes happen is that you'll get a group of hashtags that work really well for quick likes and followers, but you're not necessarily getting a group of people that convert to customers. So that's why you want to pay attention to both the increase in followers and the increase in engagement. Don't just look at your likes. Also pay attention to the quality of comments. Are people responding and reacting to your comments? Are they taking time? They've obviously read your caption and they're responding. Also look at, that call to action. If you are sharing in your captions or in your content, you're asking people to click the link in your bio, pay attention to how many click-throughs you're getting, how many profiles you're getting, how many website clicks you're getting, and you can find that information on your Instagram analytics, and that's going to tell you if these people are converting, if they are engaged with your content, and if they like what you have to say. And lastly, we've got the top post column. So I like to record each time I post. What I do is just keep a running total. So if it's the 5th time I've used that hashtag, I will write, if I've only made it into there twice, but today I got in, that would be 3 out of 5 posts got into the top post. The top post spot, in case you don't know what that is the 9 pictures that hang out at the top of the hashtag feed. So Instagram says that these top posts are the trending posts for that hashtag, and these posts stay in those top 9 coveted spots for a period of time before they move down the feed. All other posts appear in the most recent section and are therefore pushed down the feed every time that hashtag is used. So if you're using a huge hashtag with, hundreds upon hundreds of followers or in the millions, every time you refresh that hashtag feed on your Instagram, you're going to see a new bunch of pictures that make up that most recent spot. So you can see why getting into the top post position is so important. But when you're using huge trending hashtags, it can be really difficult to get into those top posts because your following may not be appropriate to get the type of engagement that is required to get in a top post spot for a huge hashtag. So getting into the top post spot is based on engagement, your engagement rate, so not just the size. When choosing hashtags, pick ones that are appropriate for your account size. As you grow, your hashtags should grow too. So maybe you start out using hashtags in the tens or low hundreds of thousands, but be careful not to exceed hashtags that are maybe larger than 500,000 when you get started. And as a general rule, I would suggest that you don't use hashtags that are smaller than 5,000 posts. So while it might be easy to get into those top post spots, people aren't searching those hashtags, so they may not find your content, okay, or your account. The one exception where you may want to use a hashtag that is less than 5,000 would be if you were using a hashtag branded specifically to your business. And if you're using it, say you want people to share a selfie of them wearing your earrings or a bracelet or a dress that you designed or pictures of their kid, it's great for getting brand models, different things like that. So having a hashtag branded to your business is probably a good idea. And I would say that is one of the exceptions to the rule for using hashtags smaller than 5,000. So have a look at these 3 different factors and determine whether or not those hashtags are good for your business. So it's not just the number of increased followers or engagements, it's also if you're getting into those top post positions, okay? So the research will show as you work through your hashtags, whether or not you're hitting the nail on the head and using hashtags that are working for your business. But if you are having difficulty finding hashtags that work or difficulty finding those audience-centric or those niche hashtags, I am happy to help you. What you are more than welcome to do is book a Flourish mentor call with me. We can work through this workbook one-on-one, and or if you want just some help with getting those audience tags or different help with your Instagram strategy, if you're just not sure if you're doing it right or anything like that, I'm happy to help you out. You can book a Flourish mentor call, as I mentioned. I do offer different services for social media management, as well as hashtag research or engagement strategy. So if you would like to look further into that, my website is stopplervirtualcommunications.com. I know that's a bit of a mouthful, so the link is here in the workbook, and it'll also be posted for the presentation. And if there's anything that I can help you out with further, please check out my website, send me an email, or send me a private message on Facebook. I love to work with flourishers. You guys make the absolute best clients. And if you have any questions about the presentation, I will be on the Flourish boards, so please post any questions there. But I am going to leave the presentation at that and let you do some hashtag research and go out and enjoy the beautiful sunshine while I can. So thanks for joining me, and I hope everyone has a great day. I will see you on the Flourish boards. Goodbye.